United Nations Special Rapporteur on Extreme Poverty and Human Rights, Professor Philip Alston, undertook an official visit to the UK on the 5th to the 16th of November 2018 at the invitation of the UK government, and stated in his findings that close to 40% of children are predicted to be living in fuel poverty in 2021. Food banks have proliferated, homelessness and rough sleeping have increased greatly, life expectancy is falling for certain groups, and the legal aid system has been decimated. Since that visit, according to The Economist, there have been over 141,000 excess deaths, which is extra to the deaths already caused by malnutrition, homelessness and fuel poverty when the United Nations Special Rapporteur visited. Let's talk of today. There are 7 million men, women and children currently living in fuel and food poverty, including myself. 130,000 deaths of COVID, one of the highest rates globally, which include where our elderly were sent back unwittingly to infect their contemporaries living alongside them in residential care. This on top of the 140,000 plus who perished from benefit cuts and austerity measures implemented over 10 years ago. Figures were published in November 2021 for the previous winter deaths of 63,500 vulnerable UK mothers, fathers and grandparents dying prematurely in their own home, a 6.5 times rise from the previous winter, showing that nothing has changed and these deaths are unaccountable to recourse to justice, and I forecast it will continue to rise. The highest figures this century and beyond appears treacherous. I have acted in my capacity as a volunteer advocate for the homeless and threatened homeless for the past 5 years, to voice the injustices and impunity in society. Why am I here? It's giving a voice to the voiceless, a platform for the invisible, and inner strength to our communities, sadly lacking from society of our weakest and those yet to be born. We have either to submit to a system which we consider, along with the United Nations, the scientific experts and government data, is on a continued course of irreparable harm to the people I advocate, the family that we love, the community that we live in, and the planet and the ecosystem that we are privileged and blessed to inhabit. Many activists, charities and even sportsmen warned of more tragedies being predicted without action on the food and fuel poverty crisis. We held out our hope from the statement from this Chancellor and the government. They seem blind or ignorant with their lack of empathy or understanding of the injustices inflicted on the weakest and vulnerable in our society. Some might say that the current system is irrelevant to the majority of the public that wishes to find solitude in any political party that speaks for them. Others may come to the conclusion that they are even a liability. If you feel as we feel, join us at Hyde Park on the 8th of April. You're not alone. Have a voice.